With green colors, we can see this situation on this 2020. Sometimes you can hear such a name, Baltic countries, Baltic states, and it means that we have some common history, Estonia, Latvia and Lithuania, and we are called the Baltic states. And usually foreign tourists, when they are coming from far ways to visit this part of Europe, they prefer to visit all three countries at the same journey, at the same trip. It's almost the same size of all European Union as India. We are a small country, and exactly also Latvia. We have around 4 new export markets that we can export our services and products, and also in the field of tourism. What is our strength between all Baltic countries? I would like to underline that we have a very strong national air company, and when we are looking travel and tourism competitiveness index, then are using our international airport. And in last year, we had increased plus 22% of our customers through our national company. And in total, they are serving more than 70 destinations from Riga International Airport. And totally, we had by our national company. Then about our north country, Estonia, it's 1.3 million population, and they have good cooperation with Finland. They have ferry traffic, and they started after our independence to collaborate with Finland, because they learned a lot from Finland. And in Lithuania, they have Poland, Latvia, Lithuania, Poland, and then Germany. And this is the location of our country. And we have also our said this sentence in our Latvian language. And of course, security industry and hospitality. And we joined to NATO already in 2004. And also 1% of our country covered by forests, pines, and different other species. And this is one of our values, also for tourism area, or to cut forests in this area. And then we have actually very strong these regulations, how we can keep this area for public use. And one of the activities is long tourism roads, hiking roads. In the last 2 years, we made a hiking road around the coastal area that tourists and also locals can go through all this coastal area. And there are benefits for small tourism companies that they can offer catering services, accommodation, guest houses, and it's also a resource for local tourism, for domestic tourism. And according to the religious, we have evangelic Lutheran or Protestants and Catholics, and small part of Russian Orthodox. But it's not very significant issues for our country. Yeah. And 1/3 of our population lives in the capital city in Riga, and this is one of the spots for the foreign visitors at first to come to see the capital, but from sustainable development point, our regions are put a lot of attention and contribution to develop tourism services and tourism package for travelers that they can attract to the regions outside from the capital city. Because it is one of the ways how we can make differentiation of income for local business. Competitiveness index of travel and tourism, and I made this comparison from 2008 till 2019 in all three Baltic countries, and I also put India in year 2019, and I hope that you are familiar with this index. It consists from different factors, and if our numbers that you are in the higher position, and in between Baltic countries, Estonia has the better results, and then you can see this period of economic crisis, which made this weaker situation, that we got poor performance in this competitiveness index. But for Estonia, as I already mentioned, and one of the success factors is close cooperation with Finland, because they started already in the 90s to cooperate and to learn from Finland how to do tourism business, because they have this close cooperation. And also in Estonia there is that, and about the prices of competitiveness in the tourism. But we are more weak in this business trips and natural resources. Actually, it's a little bit strange, because we have a lot of forests and we are rich with these resources. But in this global index, we have less these points in this position. And actually, I cannot find this solution why. Probably we are comparing with some countries in Africa, these resources, then it's challenging, yes, or Grand Canyon in America. We are small beauty and rich with these resources, and it's a little bit different, and it's not noisy, but in global context we have less points in this category. For example, here you can see one of the typical landscapes in Latvia, what we have. And as I said, we have a lot of forests. You can see big trees, which is all wow. And from international point of view, twice we got international European recognition. We hosted the status of European Capital of Culture in 2014, and it means that we invested a lot of financial resources in museums, in cultural centers, and now it works very well. We can offer high quality services and infrastructure for visitors and tourists, and it was very good point that we put concentrated of resource in this cultural field, and it's very positive, because cultural tourists are spending also more money as other parts. Foreign visitors, because for example for myself it's my daily food, mushrooms from the forest, picked myself, and berries and gems. But for foreign guests, it's some luxury that we can offer, that it's some kind of food that we can serve, and also to tell this story of food, which is very important, that visitors can understand this concept and values, to say about the place in a menu, and they are mentioning that this is the local product, that it's from farm house, from this place, local, and it's also you don't need to waste resources for the logistics to bring some ingredients from far away, but to use local ingredients for the And about sustainability, I am also proud that we can contribute in sustainability during our studies, and students are
tour guidance. I'm going to follow Professor Inji for the second lecture. Thank you.
My name is Muhammad Hamid, PhD, lecturer of agricultural economics, so different background, but I'm interested in sustainable development of rural tourism.
Dr. Muhammad Faraji. I'm a specialty in tourism guidance as well, like Dr. Hassan, specialty in Egyptology. Thank you so much.
I just feel that I am it seems that we are cousins really. My name is Agita Livina. I am a professor of tourist guidance department. I know that you don't have this department in your faculty. Who is going to accompany him? First, I would like to explain, and I have told you when I came here, I feel that we are similar in so many things. But the one thing was, if you ask any Indian person about anything, and he agreed to that, or refute this, understand whether this is an agreement or disagreement, understand what this is. So some of our experts tell it depends on how fast is this moving. So people interact with Malaysian people, interact with Asian people. So you have to know his culture. Why?